Hey everyone, my name is Heather Lewis, and this is part of It Works Ambassadors in Training Tuesday night call. Tonight we are going to be listening to Victoria, and she is going to be telling us about leading with true actions to benefit all. Victoria, are you there?
Hello, yes, I'm here.
Awesome. Victoria, I'm going to go ahead and mute my line out, but if you could start with your why you joined the business, and then you can go ahead and get into your call, okay?
Great, thank you. I want to thank both Heather and Jenny for setting up these calls. I have learned so much from them and from everything that goes into this group, so I just want to thank you guys for that and for this opportunity. My getting into this business is a long story. I'm going to make it short. I have a child with high-functioning autism, so I became a special needs education advocate and had attended a bunch of groups with women's networking lunches. And at a networking lunch, I had met a woman named Misty Grundon who had driven over 3 hours from central Pennsylvania to central New Jersey to attend one of these women's networking lunches. She handed out these Blitz cards. She had a bling T-shirt on, and I looked at the shirt and said, "Oh, that's cute, but it's not my color. My color's pink," and it was green. And she handed out the Blitz card, and I looked at it, and I said, "Oh, that's for skinny people." Threw it in my purse with the other 30 business cards I acquired that day. I went home and friended everybody on Facebook and started following her journey. I saw her personal journey of her journey to good health, of her financial journey, being able to give back from having been in a disparaging financial situation to being able to give back to those in her community that helped her. And there was a lot of beautiful positivity in that, and it drew me to her. So when the time came, 9 months later, yes, I stalked her for 9 months. The time came for me to want to try the product, and instead of being a loyal customer, I decided to do it as a distributor because I knew that I didn't want my use of these products to touch my budget, and being a distributor was the way to make that happen. So fast forward 2.5 years later, I have been with the business since April of 2012. And I have had a great health journey with reducing 17 meds down to 0, but I'm back on 1 because of some stress. And it's made a huge difference in our lives, both financially and physically. And so excited for this opportunity and being able to help others. So that's my reason for joining. But my why changed because I said originally that it was to get these products where it wouldn't touch my budget. And as I mentioned, I have a son with high-functioning autism, and we started using some products with him, and it really started to make a difference. And my goal is for his future to be beyond what our expectations were for him originally. And this business is going to allow us and to afford us the ability to do that for him, to give him everything and anything he wants. As he grows through this life. And fortunately, he's going to have an amazing future, not just because of the finances and the legacy I'm going to leave for him with this business, but because the products in this business have opened up a whole new world for him. And I'm very happy to say that I'll be dancing at his wedding someday with him, whereas I didn't think that before this business and before these products. So that's my why. I get a little emotional when I talk about it because, like they always say, if your why doesn't make you cry, it's not strong enough. So you really need to think about that, and we'll touch on that in a little bit through this topic tonight. So again, the topic is leading with true actions to benefit all. And quite honestly, this leadership training follows how we would want to be as a servant leader. We always talk about trying to lead by example, and we're very, very fortunate in this business that there are so many amazing leaders, not just at the ambassador level, not just at the presidential level, but at the triple diamond level and at the double diamond level and at the diamond level and at the emerald level and at the ruby level and at the executive level and at the distributor level that inspire us, no matter what level they are. So many leaders are very inspiring, and we're so lucky that this business affords us to be able to seek out each and every one as a mentor. So servant leadership, there are so many characteristics that put us into this servant leadership mode of being. And one of these characteristics is that we do not consider ourselves above those that we lead. Rather, we look at ourselves as first among equals, meaning that we see those that we lead as our peers to teach and to learn from. That's an important way of being. And that also means to let go of your ego. And we are going to talk about letting go of your ego a little bit later, because to be a servant leader, you can't do it and have ego. Ego has to go bye-bye. Another characteristic is that we don't lead by a dictation. We rather would allow everyone to do what they do well. And these women, Heather and Jenny, are perfect examples of this aspect of servant leadership. Heather and Jenny run these calls, and they include all of us to teach and to learn from each other through this venue. So they are acting as servant leaders. They might not even realize it, but look, hey, we've got some great servant leaders here. So thank you again, Heather and Jenny.
Can I interrupt you real quick?
Please.
Hi, this is Jenny. I struggle with those first two, and I'm going to be completely honest with you. I struggle with them because I can't even explain it. So I'm really looking forward to hearing more about those.
Okay, I'm glad that you shared that because a lot of us do, and there's a lot of deep, in-depth soul seeking that we need to do to figure out what the positive characteristics of who we are, of what we want people to see of who we are. Write that list down about yourself. Be honest with yourself and talk about or write about the areas that are difficult for you, just like you said about allowing yourself to be a peer amongst peers as opposed to the one that stands in front of the line. Let others walk before you. And you have the capability, Jenny, because by doing these calls, that's being a servant leader. You are acting this way and not even realizing it. So give yourself that credit because you have the ability. You're doing it. It's not that you're trying. You're actually doing. So give yourself that credit, please. You may want to work to develop that, and we can talk about that. If you have questions after this is over, feel free to inbox me. I'll be happy to guide you guys through whatever those issues are that you're contending with or you're finding are difficult for you to get yourself to this place of being a servant leader. And remember that through all of this, we are human, and we do tend to err. We are not perfect. I have a commitment to my team. They know that I'm available to them as best as I can be. I do my best to get back to everyone within an hour, 2 hours at the most, unless it's overnight, then they know they're not getting me until the morning. But we have to figure out who we are and who we want people to see us as. And that takes a lot of soul searching. So we can talk about how to do that a little bit later. And we'll continue on with the list of possible characteristics. There's a couple of characteristics here that really don't need to have much in-depth explanation, such as honesty and integrity. I will briefly talk about these by saying that you really want to avoid slick talking. And what I mean by that is I've heard of other distributors who would make comments about, oh, well, I tell my team that I make this much money or that I do this, or not their team, they tell their potentials. And my first inclination is, oh, my goodness, please don't lie to anybody. Please don't fib to anybody, because when they join your team and you're talking about how you tell people this and that, they are going to learn that you're not honest, and they are going to learn that you don't have integrity. So please, no slick talking to people. If you are new and someone asks you that question that you don't know how to answer, they ask you, well, how are you doing in the business? Are you making money? Is it working for you? If you're brand new, don't fidget them and say, oh, yeah, I'm making lots of money. Tell them the truth. Tell them I am only 2 weeks in, and I am doing fantastic. This business is so exciting. I am so excited about the opportunities that this business offers. And I know that I'm on the road to success. I have an amazing support team. This team just provides such an amazing philosophy called One Team, One Mission, where we are not in competition with each other. We are here to support one another, to cheer one another on, and to help each other grow. And when you answer that question to someone with that excitement and honesty and integrity, that sticks with them and it sticks with you. Other characteristics would be make yourself available to your team. Don't make it difficult for them to be able to reach up to you or out to you if they need to reach you. And be approachable. You don't want your team members thinking that, oh my gosh, I just can't reach up to Victoria. She's just, she just doesn't, I get scared to talk to her, or boy, I'm just so nervous to ask a question. Please let your team know that you are there for them, that they are the reason you are here. You are here to help them reach their goals. That is your goal as a servant leader. Other characteristics are to understand the importance of your day-to-day responsibilities, meaning, working your own business, helping your team to get to their successes, help them to work through their failures, support them, finding out what their inspiration is. We talked, Heather and Jenny opened up with this call asking me what my why is. We need to do that with our team members. It's so important for everyone to state what their why is, because that why is so important. That should be the ever ongoing fire that drives them internally to keep doing this business. Other characteristics include being genuine when you're listening to and caring for team members. And, there are some people that are difficult to get along with, and quite honestly, they probably won't join your team if you find that someone rubs you the wrong way or you rub them in the wrong way. They probably won't say yes to joining your team. So don't worry about not getting to the point of being able to be genuine or truly caring for the team, because the right people are brought into this team for a reason, and the wrong people are driven away from these teams for a reason. And when I say this team, I mean us as an entire company, because if you aren't aware of it, Mark Pentecost's wife, Cindy Pentecost, prays over us every night, over this entire company, and prays that God brings the right people in to our businesses that need a positive change in their life and allows the wrong people to leave. So please just know that that'll happen naturally, because it's being prayed on every day, not just by her, but by others, including myself. Other characteristics of a servant leader, as I had mentioned just a few moments ago, is we help people get what they want. And the hard part of this for many is to take your personal goals and put them at the bottom of the totem pole, and not just putting your own personal wants above those of your team. Yes, we do have goals. And when you get this piece of it, when you truly, truly get and understand what this means, by setting aside your desires, which can sometimes seem like greed, and you've got to set greed aside here, people, because that's what this business is not about. This business is about helping others. So when we set aside our own needs and wants in regards to our success with this business and put the needs and goals and success of our team members above ourselves, sorry about that, my dog's barking, then with helping them with their goal setting, helping them with planning out how to get to those goals, blitz, wrap, repeat, follow steps to success, do vendor events, wrap parties, get that wrap on somebody, always be blitzing, and putting those plans into action, helping that team member with self-accountability or setting up accountability partners amongst your team. When you help your team members with this, you will see that their goals will start getting met. They will start to see success. They will start to grow their business. And you know doggone well that when they get that business to where they want it to be, your business will be where you want it to be. But you'll get there faster. I promise you, you'll get there faster when you put your team's goals and needs and success above your own. And in our business, this is so easy. Our business, our company set up the easiest business model, our steps to success. So teaching our steps to success to our team members, our distributors, and teaching them to teach it to their distributors. This reminds me of the Wella Balsam commercial from back in the 70s, and yes, I'm showing my age, where the girl would be in a square, and then the square would double, and then keep doubling, and she would say, and so on, and so on, and so on, and pretty soon you had 100 squares of the same person on your TV screen. It's kind of like that, just teaching the steps to success, so on, and on again, and over again, and over again, and over again. And that's how this business grows. So teaching our team to do that and putting the goals and helping them to get through the fear of success and teaching them how to blitz and teaching them how to chart and teaching them how to put that plan into action gets you to where you want to be. And that can be a difficult thing for many because, yes, we got into this business to help change lives, and, of course, we want to change the lives of our family. And, again, as I said earlier, I promise you that when you put the needs of your team first and you help them work to their goals, your needs will be met. Your goals will be met. Now, this is the part where I mentioned with the second characteristic of not leading by dictation, rather allowing everyone to do what they do well. Actually, I'm sorry, it goes back to the first one. To lead not by putting yourself above others, but to lead as a peer in teaching, to teach to and learn from your other peers. And I talked about letting go of your ego. So that's very difficult for many of us to do. Yes, we are the person they turn to because we're the one that sponsored them, so we are the leader. But we don't have to walk around with the biggest crown. We don't have to walk around with the highest heels. We don't have to walk around with the biggest bouquet of flowers and balloons just because we are the leader amongst our team. You want to let go of that ego. And here's an example. You know, when you look at ego, there are some people who are leaders, and I'm not saying that that's in this business. I'm saying look at different people that you've been the subordinate of, that you've had as a manager or as a director in some field of work that you've been in. And you have someone who is very demanding, they're very demeaning toward you, they have this sense of demand of respect. And that's one of the pieces of letting go of ego, is to realize that respect is not something to be demanded. Respect is something to be earned. And what you will find is when you practice these characteristics, your team will give you the respect that is earned. And it's not that it's deserved, it's that it's earned. You know, examples of this could be in the way that you speak to team members. You want to be mindful of the words that you use. Here's an example. Let's say you're talking to a new distributor who just got 400 BV for the month, because, you know, we're all trying to get into that 400 club. So they've got 400 PBV. So when you're talking to them, you want to be mindful about celebrating that success. And when we make complimenting remarks to our team members, it's almost like we're giving them a beautiful bouquet of balloons. And what a lot of people do is use certain words that tend to deflate those balloons. So here's an example. Oh my goodness, Victoria, you just made the 400 club. That is so cool. But Jenny did 850 BV, and I know that you could probably do just as well as her. So what that person just did was paid me a compliment, remember, like a bouquet of balloons, and then they took a pin and popped all those stinking balloons, and now I'm left with a bunch of ribbon and some hanging down balloons. And that doesn't feel very good. That totally took away the celebration of me, and it totally demeaned me. So you need to be mindful of the words that you use. Try and keep those negative words, like the word but, out of a conversation. You want to always celebrate someone's success, even if it's not the success that you want it to be. Even if they fell short of their goals, celebrate what they did. This leads me to something that I use with my team, whether they realize it or not. I use something called show, tell, check, correct, and then celebrate. And this is a simple technique, and I use it with my son. I use it with people all throughout my life. And prior to being a special needs education advocate, I was in human resources management leadership training. And I learned a lot of these techniques there. So this show, tell, check, correct technique is, let's say you're taking a new distributor out blitzing, and you're showing them how to blitz by actually doing it in front of them. Walking up to a stranger and saying, hi, can I give you a free coupon card? Would you mind if I gave you a free coupon card? However it is that you're going to do it. And then you give them the card, and they accept the card, and you walk away, and that's a successful blitz. Of course, some people can debate that and say it's only successful if you get a contact number. But for someone who's brand new at blitzing, just breaking the ice and giving that blitz card out is difficult enough. So I'm doing it at this level, and I'm sharing this as an example. So the next thing you want to do is they're going to tell you how to do it. They're going to show you themselves how they do it. So now it's their turn to approach a stranger and blitz. Now, there's a couple of ways to respond or react to their blitz. Remember, you want to be kind. You want to be thoughtful. You want to not use words that are going to deflate that bouquet of balloons, because they just completed a task that is so nerve-wracking and difficult, because blitzing is, it's out of most people's comfort zones, even mine, for goodness sake. I have a difficult time blitzing alone, but when I'm with someone else, I have the bravery of 10 people. So blitzing is easier when you do it in pairs. That's just a little tip. So now that they've done it, maybe what they did was they spoke too much and they had what we call diarrhea of the mouth, and the person totally got turned off, or the person decided not to take the card. We feel compelled to want to correct them right away, and we have to be mindful of the way that we correct them. We want to use words like, we would rather not say to them, well, you didn't do this and you didn't do that, and you should have done this and you should have done that. Because again, what does that do? It makes them feel like they were inadequate, and what they just did was nothing. We want them to feel what they just did was something. So what you do is you ask them what they think they could do next time to make that experience improved, to make it so that the next time they blitz, they have a better result. And have them share their ideas. And then, of course, say those are great ideas, and then share some other ideas that you may have or that you've heard of others sharing. And then you do it again. You have them show you again how they do it, tell them they did a great job, and then celebrate that success. So that's just a little bit of the show, tell, check, correct, and be genuine with them when you're trying to work them through learning a new task like blitzing, because that can be really difficult and scary, right? Quite scary, especially when they start to do it on their own. So, excuse me just a moment. I hope that example is something that you all can learn from, because it's something that we all have to do in order to work this business. We need to get out there, and we want our teams to do it. So again, leading by example and showing them how to do it. So hopefully you all are able to implement Show Tell Check Correct. And again, if you have any questions about that, feel free to inbox me. I'll walk through it. Or you can post some questions on the It Works Ambassadors in Training website right now. There's a link, or rather a thread up for questions that Jenny posted, and you're welcome to post in there. Other characteristics, when working as a team and working on how to grow as a team, you want to be open to others' ideas. If you are not comfortable doing vendor events, but someone on your team is, you need to be open to it. If you're not comfortable going to a parade and blitzing people watching the parade, but other members of your team are open to it, you want to yourself be open to the idea of doing it. You want to include them in the decisions. You want to be seen as the person who is guiding others on a journey. You don't want to be seen as the judge and jury if they aren't making their goals. We want to be able to, in a tactful and positive way, to challenge team members to grow to their potential by using positive and supportive words and positive and supportive gestures. Little notes sent in the mail, yes, snail mail, letting them know that you're proud of them. Little notes in emails, little notes on text, little notes on Facebook, little messages just to say, hey, I'm thinking about you. I'm really excited for your success today. And I actually, within a 2-day period, and sometimes it's 3 days because life gets busy, whenever I have anyone in my downline acquire a new distributor or a new loyal customer, I celebrate them on our group page. And I celebrate them publicly on their own page because it's something to be celebrated. That's moving their business forward, and you want to celebrate them. And it also encourages them, and it encourages other team members because everybody wants to be recognized for good, for good business practices and for their own progress. One of the things that we as servant leaders want to try to do is inspire others to be servant leaders. And so you ask, how do we do that? I'm sure you're asking. And these are some of the ways to just be yourself. And when I said earlier how you really may want to get to a point where you sit down and write out, and seriously, folks, look deep inside of who you are as a person and write down the positive characteristics of who you are, who you see yourself to be, and then make another column of those characteristics of who you are hoping others see you as. The likelihood is that those two columns are going to be very much a reflection of each other. And when you look at what those adjectives that you've described yourself in a positive way to be, when you look at what those definitions are, if you find yourself as not following the definition of what those adjectives, descriptive words are, then you need to do some work on yourself to help you get there. And again, inbox me. I'll be happy to guide you. I'll be happy to guide you. So some of those characteristics are to work on honesty, awareness of others' needs, of others' shortcomings to help them grow through them, being an empathetic human being, understanding that life happens. You know, so many of us go through such trials in our lives. I have several people in my team who have ill family members, including myself. I've got, a lot of parents dealing with extreme financial struggles. A lot of families working through extreme struggles where, you're worrying about how you're going to fill up your gas tank. And you need to be empathetic to that. And yes, we don't want them to use that as an excuse to not work their business. We want to help them find a way to use it as an inspiration for them to work their business. We also want to show that we have passion for life, passion for helping others, passion for this business. We want to have the ability to overcome obstacles in our own lives and obstacles that other followers have grappled with. We also want to show a sense of joyfulness, of enjoying life, of enjoying just being positive and happy. And and that means, when we're looking at social media, it's an awesome venue in media for us to get our business out there and to get people attracted to our business. But it's not the only way. Remember, it's good to get belly to belly outside of the computer, outside of your home. And when you're meeting people in person, your joyfulness should come out in your smile, in your handshake, in the way you talk to people. In social media, your joyfulness should come out in positive posts. If you are in the habit of posting negative posts, please get out of that habit. That's only going to make someone who's been following you for months, who's thinking about trying that crazy rap thing, or who's thinking about maybe joining your team, and then they see you posting frickin' words, and then they see you posting, oh, my life, la 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 la, yucky stuff. And then they think to themselves, well, do I really want to join that team? Do I really want to be a customer of this person? So be mindful and keep your sense of joyfulness out there in the open for everybody. Yes, life is difficult. Yes, we all have issues. But we don't have to push that out for the world to see. We can deal with those inside of our own home. And here's an exercise. And if you have pen and paper, I want you guys to write this down. I want you to think of 3 leaders. List 3 leaders. It doesn't have to be in this business or in this industry. It can be in any aspect of your life. You want to list 3 leaders who inspire you tremendously, whether you know them personally or you just know of them. So think of 3 names. Write those 3 names down. And then I want you to think of the following 6 things. Number 1, why do they grab you as they do? What about them made you want to put their name on this list of 3 leaders who inspire you tremendously? Number 2, what is it that they do that inspires you tremendously? Number 3, how do they do it? Number 4, what do you like about them? Number 5, and I'm going to write all this inside of the event page. Number 5, do they all have the same style of leadership? Number 6, if not, how do they differ? And the reason I want you to work on this exercise for yourself is because I think what you may find is that you yourself have some of these characteristics. Remember, in this business, people are drawn to us by what we put out there, our positivity, our excitement, our passion, our honesty, our desire to help others, the truth that we speak, our personal stories. People are drawn to you, and they're drawn to want to be a part of this business because you're sharing the amazing feeling that you have in being a part of this business. One of the other pieces that I want to talk about in regarding to inspire others to be servant leaders and to work on yourself to be one is, and this is hard for some, you want to make peace with this for yourself. And I feel this in the depth of my heart, and I'm so thankful that I do. And my team knows this. And I tell them, when someone joins my team, I take it personally. I take their success personally. I do everything in my power, short of running their business, to help them meet with success. And the reason I do that is because they put their trust in me when they said yes to this business. And I've never failed at anything, and I don't want to fail at their success. So when you truly want others to be more successful than you, and I mean really deep in your heart, want to see them succeed and make more money than you, then you are going to see amazing things happen. Again, this goes back to putting others first. I tell my team, and some new members may not have heard me say this yet, but I do tell my team that we in our business, we plant seeds all the time. So, along that line of planting seeds, I look at each of them as a tree in a forest. And my greatest joy would be the tiniest little Charlie Brown tree amongst their themselves, all of them being the tall trees in a forest that surround me, and that I'm standing in their shadow. Because that would bring me such amazing joy, seeing the success, seeing the way that this business has changed everybody's life. Because inevitably I know it's going to change mine just because it's been changing theirs. We are so lucky that this company is the way it is, that it has the amazing leadership that it has, that it provides us with a positive way of being with each other. And I am so thankful for that. And I want every single person who's on my team and everyone on this call and everyone in this business to have amazing success, more than my own. I truly want that for people. And when you get that, and when you breathe that and live that and pray on it, and it happens, your success is inevitable. And at that point, it's not even important anymore because I'm just joyful for my team, joyful for those making the amazing strides in this business and reaching goals and growing through the ranks and being able to reach their dreams and meet the financial goals of their family and then reach out into the community and make a positive change in this world. So, folks, I challenge you. I challenge you to listen to others, to involve others in this business and in your heart, to promote goodness on your team and to celebrate everyone, to enhance your own problem-solving skills. And again, celebrating successes is so, so important. I encourage you, to be your genuine you that you are. And I encourage you to pray for your team every day, because when you act as a servant leader in this business, it's inevitable that you're leading with true action, and it is benefiting all, every single one of us. So I hope that this helped open up a little door, if it hasn't already been opened, to help you grow as a leader, to help you grow as a peer, to help you grow your desire to help others, and to help you find your passion for why it is that you're doing this business. And I thank you for your time, and I ask for Heather and Jenny to pop back in if you guys have any questions or if you want me to elaborate on any other areas.
I actually have a question from the page. Yes, thank you.
Okay,
this is a really good call for me. Like, I have a whole page full of notes.
Oh, awesome. I'm so glad. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm on the page now. Let's see.
Okay, Marie.
All right.
Okay,
I see. She's on the call. What do you do if you're embarrassed to tell your story? Like when potentials ask how long have you been doing this, knowing you've never completed steps to success after 2 years? Oh, my goodness, Marie. First of all, don't be embarrassed, because even top ambassadors and presidentials and the top 100, not everybody completes the steps to success every month. And there are some people who haven't even completed the steps to success. They just happen to have a few rap stars on their team who've done it more than once in a month. So please know that we're human. I don't complete the steps to success every single month. And I'm sure there are other people on this call who don't. So to answer your question further, if you feel your story, first of all, you know what? This is funny because this reminds me of my very first boot camp. I went to, I live in New Jersey, so we had a Hurricane Sandy, I think it was, back in October of 2012. And right after that, I drove down to the boot camp, which was in Virginia, and Kay Souter was a presidential at that time, and Pam Souter was there, and Dr. Don, and toward the end of the event, they went around the room and asked questions. And so I raised my hand, seriously not thinking that anybody was going to come over, but sure enough, here comes Pam Souter, and I'm like, holy poop doop, it's like seeing Cher or or Diana Ross walking over to me because they're such, amazing stars in my eyes. She had me stand up, and my question was, I'm a big girl, and I've only lost 25 pounds using these products. And she said, stop right there. She said, and she looked at the 300 people that were in the room and said, how many people here would like to lose 25 pounds? Stand up. More than 75% of that room stood up, and I started to cry. And I looked at her because she had just been talking about how we need to get over ourselves, how we need to stop allowing our own thoughts of our own fears get in our way of our success. We need to get over ourselves. So I looked at her and I said, thank you. I think I need to get over myself. And she gave me a hug, and then she went on to talk about how my story might not seem a lot to me because it's not enough weight to see a significant change for others to be interested in using the products based on my journey at that point. But that it doesn't matter what I think about it. It matters what other people think. If you've completed at least one new loyal customer on the Steps to Success sheet in a month, or at least you've got at least one name. And I'm going to be honest with you, this month I only got one new loyal customer. I didn't get any new distributors, and I didn't even get my starts with one, my 2 good bonus in, although I do have another hour and 15 minutes to make that happen, so I'm not giving up hope. This month was a rough month for me. Last month I got 3 new loyal customers and a new distributor. So there are times that you don't complete the Steps to Success, but the key here, Marie, is that you keep working those steps to success and don't give up. Tomorrow's the first of the month. Print out the Steps to Success. If you can, get it laminated. Get one of those markers that you can wipe off and use that Steps to Success sheet every month. Start erasing it on the first of the month. Start with a new marker each month and write down those names and check off that you've done your 80 BV auto ship. Check off each new loyal customer. Put that up near your computer or where you spend most of your time when you are working your business. And keep that as a daily reminder that that is your goal, to fill in that sheet every month. When we put our goals out there and we state our goals and we put a picture of our goal being that we want to have 4 loyal customers and 3 distributors, we can have that goal attained. Because what we're doing is, and this is along the lines of the book called The Secret, we are putting that desire out there. We are praying. We are asking God to help that happen in our lives. And it's going to happen. You just have to have faith that it does. It's not going to happen if you're sitting on your butt and not getting out of the house and not working your business. It's not going to happen just because you want it to. A key piece to this is to work yourself and to work the steps to success. And you will find that once you set that goal and you start working that goal and getting the wrap on people and doing wrap parties and doing vendor events and getting leads and following up with leads and following up with loyal customers that are active and that are inactive and distributors that are inactive, you're going to start to build that steps to success. And pretty soon you'll be doing 2 steps to success each month. So I know it can be difficult, and you can't say, well, I've completely completed the steps to success, and don't lie about it. But you can say it is attainable. The goal is that you work toward it. Yes, you will see success happen more quickly when you do work through the steps to success, but you can say that this company has this easy business building plan, and all it is the steps to success, and repeating it over and over again. I may not have repeated these steps to success, many in this business, like I said before. We have ambassadors that admit to only doing 1 new distributor and 1 new loyal customer a month. The key is that they work it. The more you work it, it's a numbers game, the more you're going to see happen. So don't be embarrassed. You're human. Just say, how long have you been doing this? I've been doing it for 2 years. I'm not working it as hard as some others. I do know that when you work this business plan, success is inevitable. And that's the honest truth. And if you feel that your success story isn't strong enough, find someone in your lineage, find someone in your upline, and share their success story until you feel your success story is there. But please do not in any way diminish your story as being successful. You know why I say that? Because you've been here more than 2 years. The fact that you are here still after 2 years and you haven't given up, that in and of itself is a success story because you have stayed working your business for over 2 years. People come in and they leave and they never see success and they lose the opportunity for success because they're not here. You're still here. The opportunity for success is right in front of you. You just got to walk toward it. Make it happen. I know it will happen for you. And Marie, please friend me on Facebook because I would love to follow your journey and celebrate your successes with you. I hope that answered your question.
I want to butt in really quick because I want to share this too. My roadmap is just like everybody else is the steps to success every single month, okay? And that means that every single day, no matter what, I'm going to work at completing my steps to success. And I have it blasted like right on my refrigerator so I know exactly what I need. Now, my problem is, I struggle to get loyal customers, okay? I'm good at getting distributors. However, I have been focusing more on loyal customers. So I want to share this with you. I did not complete my steps to success this month. That doesn't mean I didn't work my business. I actually got 5 loyal customers this month. So for me, I'm like, that's huge because I also know, as I said before, I broke down, my entire business in numbers, in how things go, in the rates that I get things. And I know that November, December, and January are slower months for me. However, with what I just did this month, with these 5 loyal customers that I just got, that is going to help me through November and December, right? So did I complete my steps to success? No. Do I try every single month? Absolutely. Do I ever quit? No. And just like we got an hour and 10 minutes left. Like, I have distributors that are on the table. You know what I mean? They're ready to go. It's just they either don't have the money right this second or whatever. So what I do is I carry those people over to my next month so that I know I at least have 4 distributors that I have been working with and that are probably going to seal the deal in October. So that too is good. You just carry it over.
I absolutely agree with you. And, it is a numbers game. We can work our butts off and still not reach the steps to success, still not fill in those boxes every month. That happens. That doesn't mean that you're not going to be successful.
Exactly.
Seriously, the fact that you are still working your business, still doing what you can to get loyals, to get distributors, and not giving up, that in and of itself is a success. You're still here. That's one of the reasons that it works. For the longest time, said we for almost 9 months, they said 70,000 paychecks were paid out. There were new people joining the team, but there were also people leaving because they decided they didn't want to keep going with this business. They wanted to they decided to give up on their dreams. That just blows my mind that someone would do that. Because we all got into this business for a reason. And yes, it can be difficult to fill in that steps to success every single month. I know it's difficult for me, but that doesn't mean I'm going to give up. It doesn't mean I'm not successful. It doesn't mean that the potential and the opportunity isn't there. It just means that it's a numbers game, and as long as I don't give up and as long as I'm here to support my team, I know that I will have success because I know my team will have success. And when my team has success, it's inevitable for me to have success. So don't ever forget that and celebrate the success. Even if you don't think it's a complete success, it's still a success, for goodness sake. When our kids when you have a child and they start to learn how to walk, when they take a first step, a second step, a third step, and then fall, we all clap, don't we? Even though they didn't make it across the room, don't we all clap? Don't we all celebrate it?
Absolutely.
We don't sit there and say, oh, you didn't make it across. Oh, doggone kid, what's wrong with you? We don't do that. We celebrate the success. And that's what this is, step after step after step to success. Just keep working those steps to success, and you will get there. It is inevitable. It is your oh, God, it is your inevitability to be successful in this business. It is yours to take. It is yours to have. You will be there. You are going to be up on that stage someday sharing your story. You really will. I believe that every single one of you listening to this call, if you don't give up, and I remember being at conference 2 years ago, and Nathan Dempsey was up on that stage with Tammy Dempsey, Cameron's husband. And what he said he said it about 30 times at the top of his lungs, screaming, and I'm not going to do it on this phone call, but he shouted and walked across the stage back and forth and shouted this over and over again. Don't quit. Took a few steps, screamed again. Don't quit, pointing out at us at the audience. Everybody sat there in silence the first time. Then everybody stood up and shouted as he said it again and again. Don't quit. Don't give up. 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 And then he said, my wife, Cammie, quit this business 3 times. And then she joined it again and didn't quit. How many of you are here? How many of you have had your lives changed and are here because my wife didn't quit? More than half the room stood up. Cammie's at the top of my lineage. More than half the room stood up. If she would have quit, our lives wouldn't have been changed. You have a responsibility, now that you are a part of this business, to help change lives. That is what we do. If you give up, there are so many people that need this positive change in their lives, and you've got this to offer. Don't give up. Don't give up on yourself. Don't give up on your family. Don't give up on their future. Don't give up on all the people that you've yet to be able to reach. Don't give up. You are a success because you are still here. Don't give up.
I completely agree. Jennifer, are there other questions? While she's looking for that, can I tell you guys, when I stop this recording, can you please stay on the call? Because there's something I want to share with you guys. And I would appreciate it if you guys would stay on after I stop the recording.
Okay, I could do that.
Jenny, are there any questions?
No. I think that was it. If you have any questions, go ahead and put them on real quick. I think we're getting ready to wrap it up, right?
This was a really good call, and this journey for me has seriously been about soul searching, and developing myself to be better than what I was yesterday. And when you're building your business, just, the same way that I'm building mine, you need to really not compare yourself to other people, because this is your journey. And your journey is going to be different than other people's. I didn't make ambassador in my first 8 months because I simply didn't know that many people, but that doesn't stop me. And it doesn't mean that I'm not going to make ambassador. It means that I'm going to work harder for it, and I'm going to watch all of you guys. You're not on my team, you're sidelines, and you guys are you're part of the family. You're part of the one team, one mission. And it makes me happy to know that we're able to work with you guys, and I know that we're going to be able to watch you guys all walk across the stage as ambassadors. I know that. And whether you make ambassador before I do, that doesn't matter, because I will still be so very proud of you guys.
That's awesome. You know, I just want to say that I am thankful that God let it work to me, that the people that have been brought into my life through this business, the acquaintances that I've been able to now call really good friends, that are a part of my family, I am so, so thankful for. I thank you for allowing us to have this opportunity to share with others, to grow with others. And I'm thankful for every single one of you in this group and on this call, anyone who's going to be listening to this call later. You know, just to live each day with thanks and to be grateful for what we do have and what the potential is for this and the abilities and the possibilities of growth with this business. We, like you said, we are all going to be walking across that stage. I firmly believe it. And I'm so excited to be able to share my story and pray that someday it'll inspire someone else. You know, there's so much more detail as to who we are. I didn't get into the details of some of the other whys that exist in my family and in my circumstances, but just know that I'm not giving up. I'm in this for life. There's no way. And everybody that meets me, they know this. I'm not the fly-by-night kind of person. I'm in this for life, 2.5 years in. I'm only a Ruby. I'm making over diamond money. It's double diamond. It's good stuff. You know, when you work your business, you're making money. When you're selling wraps, you're making money. When you're getting loyals, you're making money. When you're growing your team, you're making money. But what you're also doing is you're changing lives. You're helping other people get to those financial goals, get to those good health goals. And inevitably, it's helping my family get out of debt. It's helping my family take vacations. It's helping my family work toward our financial goals and our health goals. And I'm just thankful for all of it, for everybody that's a part of it, and to those people that made this happen, those folks at the top. We are so lucky to have amazing leadership in this business. And again, I'm just grateful and thankful. And again, I thank you for this opportunity tonight. And again, anyone feel free to friend me. I'm Victoria WrapLady Irizarry-Romanienko on Facebook. And you're welcome to friend me. And if you have any questions that you want to have answered privately, please know that I will do my best to get to you within 24 hours. Because I am a little bit busy, but I do make time for everyone, and my team will attest to the fact that I do get back to them as quickly as possible. So, again, I thank you for this opportunity and this time, and thank you for your attention. And have a good night, everybody.
Victoria, thank you so much for hosting this call for us tonight. It's just really been a serious blessing for me, and I know for others, because this is something that has really hit home for me. I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording. However, if you guys can stay on a minute, I need to share something with you. So
thank you, Victoria.
You're welcome.